But now we can move on to level 2. No talking to fellow employees. Oh, I love that. Okay, those ones off in the distance can't do anything to me. Oh, that must have been a checkpoint. But they did a good job of keeping the perspectives and everything, because the original game did look like this. Again, for those of you who haven't seen it, plenty of you have probably seen it. Oops! Or played it, I mean. But the perspectives all looked like this. The game looked like this. It was like a 3D game from a 2D perspective, and on the PS1 it was really cool. Because there was a lot of just flat, cartoon, like NES-style games. And then you had like the games that were like reimagining things, which is like, oh, evidently I can't jump that far. Spyro and Crash and everything, where you were just exploring like open worlds and stuff. And if you really think about it, Spyro was the first game. Well, I don't know if it was the first game. It was the first game I ever played that was kind of like an open world game, like, you know, like The Witcher or Skyrim or things like that. Look at the door, please. Yeah. Ooh, this one was always fun. Ooh, yes, maps. Map shows where we are. Now, these maps were important because some of... excuse me. Some of them would show you the secrets. And I don't know if there was specific ones or if just the maps in the original game would show them to you. But they would show you, like, a sign. They wouldn't necessarily directly say, hey, there's a room under this room or anything, because you could see the squares of the rooms that we're in. But sometimes it would have like a dotted line or something, and it would say like there's something else here. But more importantly, if you look over to the left there, it'll show you the 61 and the 290. Those are the employees. Ooh, it even shows you which rooms they're in. Yes. So you can kind of see it. So the room on the very left, that's the first room that we were in. And I think, I could be wrong, but there's this little white line at the bottom of it. And I think that's the trapdoor that I went through. Which, based on that, it looks like there's trapdoors both where I'm standing and a little further to the right. And if that's what I think it is, then I know exactly what those trapdoors are. Not all of them are secrets. Some of them are just pitfalls. I believe. Unless they added them into being secrets, because there are a lot more Medokans now than there used to be. But, the 61, we have to get all of those guys before we move to the next area, or they all go to the meat slaughter. So we have to save them. And as long as we're doing this, I'll probably cut in and out of failed attempts to shorten it for you. But, I'm going to be trying to get as many as I can.
Follow me, follow me.
Yep, down there. There's a trapdoor below those mines.
Wait, stop. Howdy, hello. Hello.
How do I throw the coins? Oops. Okay. I wish my controller worked. Gosh dang it. There we go, checkpoint. So I'm gonna go back to that in a second because I think there's somewhere that I can get either rocks or grenades, and I can use those to blow up those mines. Now the one thing that is different about this that makes this game a little bit easier from the original is that these viewpoints used to be in screens. Like you go from left to right and you would change screens. It wasn't dynamic the way this is, where it's moving like this, how it's moving left and right. It wouldn't do that. It used to be on a screen, which meant that if, like, let's say you're trying to take control of this dude, if he ran off screen, you wouldn't be able to take control of him anymore. You have to run back on screen. But with this, since you can kind of position yourself between two places, you can fix that. Now, there's another trapdoor there. You can see. Oh, it'll keep track of the ones that are dead as well, so in case you accidentally kill one. So, like, I can quick save here, and then casualty is the 1, and then I can just oh, I love stuff like that. I love how quick this loads too. How do I... Oh, this one. Aw, that was lame. What the heck? I might play, if this game does well, I'll play the second one. Because they haven't remade it. I hope they do, mind you. If anybody's watching that has any influence on these people, you need to tell them that they need to remake the second one. They need to Munch's Odyssey and that one Stranger's Wrath. They all need a good. They all need a good freshening up, and they need to come to the computer so that I can play all of them. Because I love the OddWorld series, and it needs to be. And if they make new games as well, because this game is just the best. It's the best world. Anyway, some of these things were a little bit more pleasant in the original, because when you're sitting here doing that, he like ragdolls away. Oh, down he goes. Interesting. Anyway, you used to be able to do that, and like you would fall to the ground, and you would just beat him and beat him and beat him. And like you couldn't get back up or anything. You wouldn't be able to fight back like they do. Like you would do this. Oh, when he fell forward, I was surprised he didn't land down there. Tee-hee! It's always important to explore as the Sligs, because you never know when there's going to be more of them around, and you may need them to kill each other. So just for safety, I'm gonna save these guys first.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Follow me. Okay.
Oh.
Man, these hours are terrible.
Oh, okay. You just kind of. Da-da-da. Chant with tab when you see a circle of birds. Oh, yeah, those things kind of just give you hints and stuff. Okay, we're gonna start with this trapdoor here. Down we go. Oh, of course. Oh, there's the things that explode. We got 5 grenades. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, I thought he killed him for a second. I'm gonna save that. We need to figure out how to throw things like that. Okay. You had to do that because you cook it, and then you can let it go. Oopsies. Okay. Ah! That's so much more dynamic. It used to be up, down, left, right. Okay, that didn't kill anybody, so I'm good still. Oh jeez. This is tough. I wish my friggin' controller worked. My lord. Gosh dang it.
Hey there, hello.
Oh, why did I I had that one. nobody dead, and only a couple sligs left.
I hate this smell. What happened to all our shirts?
Alright, blew up that machine, which means you're mine now. Oh. Well, that explains quite a bit. Alright, well, puzzle solved then, I guess. Jump on down. Save everybody. Look at that. And we make sure we have all our grenades.
I don't know.
Now I know there's a different puzzle because this isn't the one I remember. Because for the most part, this game was rebuilt to look exactly the way it was with better graphics. So all the secrets are the same. I think the secret I'm thinking of.
What?
Because the map did have another one over here. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. This is one of the very first secrets I ever found. Just because as a little kid, when you play games, you spend so much time in the same area for so long just dinking around. Because, I mean, you're a little kid, and so you're using your imagination and you're just pretending, you know? So let's do this. But yeah, you're just kind of pretending, so you just... whatever.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm just so focused in this game. You'd spend a lot of time pretending and focusing in like just one area. You'd spend like 6 hours just on one panel, just running back and forth and farting and like pretending you're a dragon or something. I don't know, depending on the game. And so like and because this game was always advertising killing these Mudokons and killing your friends and like doing it in different ways and taking control of the Sligs and killing each other and killing yourself and all this different stuff, you would experiment with things. You'd experiment with meat grinders and trapdoors and stuff. And this one I found on accident because I was literally in my brain. I'm like, I wonder if the trapdoor will stay open long enough for me to kill myself. And I did it, and I fell down here, and I was just like, oh my god, games have secrets in them. And it was the first time I ever found a secret in a game. That was something that, like, you could totally miss and had absolutely nothing to do with really the end goal of the game. And it was just so cool to me. Uh-oh. Well, they're all dead.
Smells like parts over here.
Seriously, I have to restart from here. But yeah, this game has a lot of that.
Follow me. Follow me. Follow me.
Okay, quick save. Yeah, you cook your grenades and you can get stuff like that to pop off.
Everybody. Hello. Time's over. Oh, Leah. Hello. Follow me. Okay.
Bring this one down. Bring this one down. And look at that, we're saved 27 of them so far. There weren't this many. Like, everywhere where you see like a group of 3 or so, there was only like 1. And you kind of wanted it to be that way, because in the very first game, you could only talk to 1 at a time, and so you had to send them, like, you basically had to line them all up. So if there were 7 of them up on top, you'd have to talk to each one individually, have each one follow you down here individually, and then once they're all lined up, do that, and they would all run into the portal all at once. Otherwise, you would just send them through the portal one at a time. But those portals disappeared after they closed like that, so you had to go out of the screen and back into the screen to get them to show up again. So it was time-consuming, so 300 Medokins would have been torture.
I don't know.
Oh, that must be my way out. Yeah, that was my way out. A lot of fun. So now that we've done those 2 secrets, we saw one over here. And we kept our grenades. So, let's see about this one. Okay, so electricity, electricity. Very slow meat grinder. So just get rid of those guys right off the bat.
Hi. Hey there.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Follow me. Hello.
Okay. Oh,
Hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Follow me.
Okay. Come on.
Oh. Oh.
Everyone.
Hello.
Follow me.
Okay.
Follow me. Follow me.
There we go.
Everybody. Follow me.
So it's so much easier.
Wait here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Oh, dang it! There we go.
Everyone.
Hello.
Follow me.
Okay.
That didn't end well. Oops, wrong button.
Everybody.
Hi.
Follow me.
I need a break. Okay. Hello.
Stop.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. And then we climb up, and we're out. All right.
What?
And then we come over here, and we'll look at the map again. Yeah, so we can see now, any of the Medokin heads that were up here are pretty much gone. But essentially that showed true. So all 3 of those little white lines were a secret, and we got all of them. So when I was a little kid, these maps aren't very frequent. We didn't have the internet or anything, so you couldn't... well, we had dial-up, you know how it is. We couldn't just look this stuff up. So I had a little piece of paper, and I would draw these maps, and I would follow along with them as I went through the world to make sure that I knew exactly where I was. And yeah, so for the Mudokons, they would have like little glowing dots. It wouldn't be their heads or anything because it was low graph. Gosh, sorry. Low graphic polygons and whatnot. So, okay. I had to think about this for a second. I was trying to see what the next secret was. You got to kind of follow these lines around to figure out where the scenes are going to be, because these rooms, they were separated by scene, kind of, originally. So you could follow them along like square by square. It was scene by scene as the panels would flood by. And so they kind of still stylized it that way a little bit. But those lines are basically showing you where you enter and where you exit. So even though I'm going all the way to the right, down that elevator and through the door on the right, I'm going to end up all the way on the left, which means that the next secret is in the second room by a Mudokon that's going to be on the surface. And it looks like that's all the secrets there until... I think the very end. There's at the very bottom, looks like something that you can do when you go up. You can go to the right, but it doesn't look like there's any other secrets until then. So just 2 more to go, I think, and then I think that'll be the end of the first zone. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day right there. We've gotten a lot accomplished. We have rescued 37 or maybe 36. I don't know if there's 300 or if there's 299. We've saved half of them, so we just need to go through and save the other half, and we'll be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like OddWorld as much as I do. I think it's just a quirky little area, or little universe. And it was one of my favorite things as a kid, so we'll play a little more of this, and we'll see you next time.